We continue, children. Now let's see what happens to the reporting verb in the future tense. If the reporting verb is in the future tense, then the tense in the direct speech would take no change in the indirect speech, just like the reporting verb in the present tense. Now, the reporting verb in the future tenses will say or shall say. Now, the verb in the direct speech can be in any one of these 12 tense forms. It will remain the same in the indirect speech. There will be no change. Let's see the examples. Jack will say, I swim daily. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Swim is the verb in the simple present tense. In the direct speech, it will remain the same in the indirect speech. Jack will say that he swims daily. Now, I changes into he, which is third person singular. Therefore, swims is the simple present tense in the indirect speech. Sona will say I was ill. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Was is the simple past tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect speech. Sona will say that she was ill. Kate will say my brother will help me. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Will help is the simple future tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect. Kate will say that her brother will help her. Sunil will say, I'm studying in the English medium. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Am studying is the present continuous tense in the direct speech. Will be is studying in the indirect speech. Sunil will say that he is studying in the English medium. I changes into he, which is third person singular. So the auxiliary am will change into is in the third person. So Sunil will say that he is studying in the English medium. His studying is still in the present continuous. Anu will say Alex was cooking dinner. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Was cooking is the past continuous tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect. Anu will say that Alex was cooking dinner. She will say, my sister will be learning Bharatanatyam. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Will be learning is the future continuous tense verb in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect. She will say that my sister will be learning Bharatanatyam. The child will say to me, I have 5 fingers. Will say to is the reporting verb in the future tense. Have is the present perfect tense in the direct speech. Will um, be has in the present perfect in the indirect. The child will tell me that he has 5 fingers. I will change into he, third person singular. So have will change into has. It is in the present perfect. Meher will say to him, I had eaten my food. Will say to is the reporting verb in the future tense. Had eaten is the past perfect tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect. Meher will tell him that she had eaten her food. Ruth will say, I've been staying in the pool since 6 o'clock. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Have been staying is the present perfect continuous tense in the direct speech. It will remain has been saying in the present perfect continuous in the indirect. Ruth will say that she has been staying in the pool since 6 o'clock. I changes into she in the third person singular. So have will change into has in the present perfect continuous tense. The manager will say to me, you are active. Will say is the reporting verb in the future tense. Are is the simple present in the direct speech. It will change into am auxiliary because you have the singular subject I. The manager will tell me that I am active. Am is in the simple present tense. I shall say to her, I did not see you there. Shall say to is the reporting verb in the future tense. Did not see is the negative simple past tense in the direct speech. It will remain the same in the indirect speech. I shall tell her that I did not see her there. I will say to him, I can write books. Will say to is the reporting verb in the future tense. Can write is the simple present tense verb. It will remain the same in the indirect speech. I will tell him that I can write books. We'll continue, children.